Hey everyone, uh, welcome to another episode of AI GTM Talks. Uh, Today is episode 61. We do these talks every Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. My name is Mani Iyer. I'm with Kwanzoo, and we really enjoy reconnecting with all of you, fellow revenue leaders, marketing and growth leaders out there every week. And each episode, we either bring on an AI GTM tech CEO who goes deep into different areas within go to market. We bring on revenue leaders who talk about how AI they're transforming go to market at their companies using AI. We also bring on practitioners, subject matter experts who talk about how they are again getting deep into different areas within AI for GTM. Now, today's episode is a little bit special. We don't have a guest speaker, but as it happens, I'm out here traveling in India, visiting different cities. We're going to have a bunch of in real life conversations with founders, go to market leaders, tech CEOs, and so forth. And so we're going to be visiting a bunch of cities. We're going to be in Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, and so forth. Um, while we're doing that, I thought one of the things that could be interesting, at least for this episode, is we wanted to do a mid-year recap, reflect a little bit on what seems to have changed since we started doing this talk series over a year ago, and then also give you guys maybe a little bit of a quick update on what we are seeing for ourselves in terms of the Kwanzoo, business. We want to share a little bit about how our own evolution in the last year or so, and then the key highlights, and one of the reasons for you may want to kind of stick around and kind of hear a little bit, is we are going to tell you what are the top 10 episodes of certainly some of the ones that we've enjoyed, and we get a lot of questions around from you all as you are all digging into AI for go to market. And we definitely want to call out the episodes. Who were the speakers? What did they talk about? Kind of give you a quick nutshell, like a synopsis of what they covered, and so on. So those are some of the things we wanted to cover for you. So with that, uh, let's get into it. I'm going to tee off by giving you guys a quick background on the where we are with our own business here at Kwanzoo, what seems to have changed or reshaped for us, just as we kind of dig into things a little bit. So very first, I'm going to go switch over into a few kind of just a little bit of material, and I'm going to replace this thing that you're seeing now with this thing here, which is uh, I am just getting into this slide here, just a quick little positioning around the Kwanzaa solution offerings. So first up, as you can see, we are helping companies grow more pipeline using buying signals and AI. We're going to spend just a couple of minutes on this. We offer a signal-based tech platform. We also have managed AI go-to-market services. Now, what exactly are these? I can tell you what the first step is. What we believe is traditional ABM has not been working. There's been a significant transformation in the market from traditional SaaS-based ABM type of technologies to more modern AI-driven signal-based technologies that go beyond the company level down to the contact or person level. And so you've got the world with signal-based tech like ours, where you can identify real people with names, titles, work emails, and so forth. You have the ability now to build AI agents, unify all these different signals, reach and market buyers very quickly, and do multi-channel outreach. So that's certainly something that is a big business transformation, that technology transformation that people are seeing. We have been offering our tech out to all the way from SMB to mid-market companies. Our managed service offering is available also to not just to direct enterprises that are working with us, but also to agency partners. We also work with founders, giving them some guidance around AI for GTM, some advisory services there. And then, real quick, it's all about tracking down in-market buyers at the individual or person level, doing a full surround in terms of different ways of reaching and engaging these prospects through email, LinkedIn, phone calls, voice scripts, and now we've also added person-based advertising, person-based retargeting, and then using AI to drive more conversions in terms of workflows and so forth. We've also continued to build out our Signals Hub, which is our signal-based tech platform. So you've got a variety of signals. At the individual level, you've got your website warm leads, offsite intent leads, which is offsite intent, again, at a contact or person level, of account intelligence, where at the company level, you can get all kinds of signals around what the company, which is a company that's showing buying signals that you should pursue. You've got social monitoring, which is signals that you can grab from LinkedIn and other social channels as to who's engaging, who's writing, who's commenting, who's posting on topics that you care about. And like I said, it's person-based ads and retargeting. So another thing that we've really been doing a whole bunch of work around is starting to think about not just aggregating, getting all the signal data together, but helping customers operationalize the signal data. A few key things come into play here. One is thinking through a variety of different, what we're calling top of funnel revenue workflows that we're finding the typical B2B company needs to operationalize. So you've got the signal-based workflows based on all the contact and company level signal data that we're able to pull from all the different third-party sources. You've got conferences and events, which continue to be a key channel for driving user acquisition, customer acquisition, and of course, pipeline conversion for B2B companies. And so there, we've got conference and event leads, and a way to kind of bring in more of those into the pipeline. There's a whole nurture and workflow around that. The third is, of course, like any company, you would want to have inbound leads, and you want to action those leads quickly, process those leads, reach out to those prospects, and so forth. And last but not least is if you have a variety of very targeted account lists, which are some people call it ABM account lists, because it's account-based marketing. You have a list of accounts, could be competitive takeaways, could be a specific expansion opportunity or a penetration opportunity to a specific industry vertical where we had some recent account wins. And the list goes on, but the idea here is those are, again, a whole set of workflows around reaching and engaging prospects and the entire buying community, a buying group from a specific set of target accounts. We call that ABM, cold outreach campaigns. So each of these is its own lane. So we consider these 4 different lanes that you can decide which of these you want to action and basically implement and put in place. And besides these lanes that you see here, what's worth highlighting is, you have your signals-based nurture lanes, you have a conference and event lead-based lane, you have your inbound leads lane, and you have your ABM, tier 1 cold prospecting lane. But the idea is you can bring all of them together, enrich those leads and contacts, reach out to those folks for a variety of different channels and tactics, like you see here: email, LinkedIn, phone calls, programmatic ads. You can even do cold, simple nurture through newsletters, and then some people also do LinkedIn ads. But once you do that, you get positive responses, and once you have those positive responses, then you can then, of course, drive it over to your SDR, BDR team for further action. But the point here is there's a lot of automation happening until you get to that point. So your BDRs can be much more very, very kind of laser-like targeted on and entering the process to the point where they can actually add value. So I'm going to quickly bring up a different view. We call it our 11-layer AI sales automation framework. And this is another view, if you will. I showed you these 4 lanes where you can build these nurture workflows, top of funnel revenue workflows. But this AI driven sales automation framework for us is more of a call it data and technology centric kind of a view of the same thing. So here, as you can see, what we're showing you here now is the kind of intent data or signals data that tech platform like Kwanzoo provides, and of course there's some others too out in the market. But once you have all these different kinds of signals, website visitor intent signal from your own website, offsite intent, contact level intent signals, social monitoring signals, new hire job posting signals, funding events, custom account signals, pre-event workflows. You can then capture all these signals and funnel them into a database layer. Could be Superbase, Google Sheets, and then of course, if you go into a mid-market company, people use tools like Treasure Data, Snowflake, Databricks. Once you've got these, you can go on and do the enrichment. There's a variety of tools. You can use Claude and Claude Code, and then have API calls into and to enrich all the data. You can have the enrichment again, have the data pulled from your CRM, whether it's a HubSpot or Salesforce or others. And for enrichment now, you got a whole range of new data providers. You can use any one of these data providers, build enrichment waterfalls, and then essentially once you waterfall enrich every critical field of data, you can funnel them over into a database like we saw with Superbase, and then build an account and lead scoring engine and model. It's certainly something we've been doing. We've got a very rich account scoring and account and lead scoring model that we've been building out. We've actually been deploying it and rolling it out to a variety of customers. And I can try to give you guys a sense of that. But the point here is um, once you get to this point, you can then craft the different kinds of messages once you have your signal based segments and even cold outreach segments. Build message sequences, whether it's email message sequences, LinkedIn message sequences. Set them up in a message review board, have a human in the loop that can review this entire data set. And from there, you can go on and then see if you can get positive responses. And then you can go and further action all these leads and then try to drive them to a meeting. So these are essentially the full scope of top of funnel workflows along with the signal-based data that we've been offering out to clients, and we will also busy implementing this type of tech as well as the supporting managed service. Now that you've seen both the top of funnel revenue workflows and the different lanes we showed you, and then this entire 11 layer tech stack that we've looked at, I want to give you guys a quick sense of what an account and lead scoring engine today can look like, which is significantly different from what you might have seen in the traditional ABM tech from even 2-3 years ago, where they used to get all excited about putting some point schemes and putting in and tracking just activities that were basically activities on the marketing, kind of email marketing or kind of some website visits or whatever they might have had on their own website. And that was pretty much the extent of it. It was a very lightweight, not very, call it a tailored and tuned kind of an account and lead scoring model. And now you've got modern signal-based data that's available now at a contact level, not just at a company level. And it's become possible to do much, much richer AI-driven scoring engines now that you couldn't do earlier. So let's take a look at what a scoring engine like this might look like. Essentially, you can have a score that is not just calculated based on simple activity data from one's own website, which has been the more traditional ABM type of tool approach. You can start with things like your own deals and pipeline data and have your CRM deal history. Which industries have you been converting best at? What company sizes? What job titles seem to be the best in terms of any closed-won deals that you've had? What are the winning patterns where you tend to you're most likely to see the best return, right, for effort from your sales team? So which leads most resemble your past wins, get better, scored higher. The leads that resemble your past losses are downweighted. Then you can go on and do other things like look at all the intent that you're seeing. Are you seeing any intent on topics that are relevant to your product or solution on your own website, off your website, and any other ways that you can track and score buyer intent or account intent? Now you can have the buying signal and ICP fit criteria and the intent data be the medium level of weighting on and how you're going to do the ranking and prioritization. And finally, if you're finding that there is a specific account that seems like a strong fit, except you don't seem to have too many behavioral signals on your website because they haven't engaged on your site at all, then you can go ahead and proactively do some account level research out on the web. Look for relevant job postings, uh, job leadership changes. Maybe there's some company news. Maybe there's some announcements, and you can start factoring those in into your account and lead scoring. The best part now is that modern account and lead scoring models, you can also have the model itself update uh, the way it tracks, the way it scores on a weekly basis. So as new deals come in, as new deals close in your CRM, you can use that information to tweak or tune or kind of micro optimize your scoring engine on its own. You can reanalyze the patterns, you can adjust the weights automatically, you can have your fastest closing deals that could change from quarter to quarter, and that again can be reflected back in the scoring model very quickly, very easily. So I hope that kind of gives you guys a good sense of, at least on the Kwanzoo track, what has been going on for us. We've gone from just a pure signal-based tech provider a year ago, even 6 months ago, and now we are seeing a number of customers working with us that use us across just not just the tech, but also the tech and the managed services. SMB companies all the way 20 to 30 million ARR, all the way to mid-market companies all the way at 500 million ARR. So you've got that spectrum. Some of the customers that we certainly uh, can talk about, please feel free to reach out, and we're happy to get into more detail on some of the ones we can tell you a lot more about on that front. So I do want to quickly then take you guys in here to the what we showed you earlier. You've looked at the essentially the revenue workflows from us, and with the ones that we've been building out, we've talked about the scoring engine and scoring model again that we've been building out for folks. And I think from there, let me quickly uh, take you guys into this particular track now, so we can go and start looking at a few other things. Real quick, before I get into the next part of the presentation, I want to talk to you guys about this one here, which is something we've been hearing a lot from customers around, which is every company out there seems to be trying to decide on any kind of AI go to market technology and process and solution needs that they might have. They're all trying to make a decision on build versus buy. So using Claude and Claude CLI and a lot of the agentic tech that's now becoming increasingly available, and for a lot of the data being exposed through APIs, we know for a fact that some number of RevOps teams and GTM teams and customers are trying to figure out, should we be building some of our GTM capabilities in-house? Some others are saying, you know what, we really shouldn't be doing that. We really should be just buying off the shelf tech and then just trying to see if we can reconfigure it, change it, modify it, and then use it. Some others are saying, you know what, we don't have the AI GTM fluency in-house. We don't have the internal capacity. Maybe we should bring in a services partner that's really good, really fluent with AI for go-to-market, and then they bring us in for that kind of services effort. So this decision framework that you all see here is really a kind of an XY axis and a way of thinking through, where do you stand in terms of the desire of your leadership and board and management to scale faster with better go to market. Well, most people want to do that, that's for sure. And then where do you stand as of this moment on AI GTM fluency and your internal capacity? If you have low capacity, low fluency, and a significant desire and need to move quickly on doing better GTM, that is the ideal scenario for you to consider partnering with us, or basically folks like us who can come in, help you with services, help you with our own native tech, bring in some third party tech if needed. We even, by the way, white label our tech out to agencies. And then if you wanted to build on your own, that's certainly an option. And in that case, we do have signals feeds for our tech. We have APIs for our tech. And so you can use a combination of APIs and signal feeds and use Claude and CLI and essentially to be able to do a bunch of things. And then, of course, you also have the ability to just buy our tech and focus on a lot of the implementation in-house. As we then get into the next part of this today's recap session, I'm going to now quickly take about 10 minutes, just a minute apiece, and walk you guys through about 10 interesting episodes out of the 60 odd episodes we've had of our AI GTM Talk series from all of our earlier sessions. So let's get into it. I'm just going to bring it right up now. Now, here I'm going to take you right into the Kwanzoo website, where you can see that we've had a variety of speakers on a variety of topics. Now, here are some of the ones that we've really, really enjoyed. I want to highlight for you guys a session by Brandon Redlinger, which is this one here that was in April. It's all about how to turn signals into pipeline. Brandon specifically talked about how he uses Clay extensively. And so he talks about Clay tables for a variety of different use cases to build pipeline. That's certainly for those of you folks who are looking to turbocharge your GTM efforts, who want to, again, explore that topic of using a Clay-based approach. Brandon's talk is going to be a go-to talk. We, by the way, had another speaker more recently. It is, Jay Tour from DeepLine, and he talks about how you can have a bunch of GTM motion that you can build using his tech, which by the way integrates a lot of different data sources, and it uses Claude and Claude CLI as the primary interface for you to execute on a bunch of different things. The next one I want to highlight for you guys is Turning AI Search Traffic into Revenue by Stephen Cuccio, and that's our late April episode that you see right up here. Now, Stephen, by the way, has also used our tech along with a bunch of other tech and data, and he's built some very interesting workflows to kind of try to drive higher conversions and pipeline off of website intent, offsite intent, social intent, and more. So that's what we liked about Stephen's session. The third is we get a lot of questions around AI SEO, GEO, and if we have any tips or suggestions for people on where to invest their time, energy, effort when it comes to AI SEO, GEO, we had a couple of amazing speakers on just that topic. David Quaid spoke about it, as you can see here, in one of our April episodes. He's also spoken in the past, about 9 months ago. And then we also have David Kirkdorfer, that's Kirkdorffer. And David K and David Q have both been amazing speakers for us in our AI SEO GEO series. Next up, I want to highlight for you guys is Riaz Haider, who's up here. And he spoke about the decision framework for CMOs and RevOps leaders and marketing leaders on when they should build, when they should buy, and when they should partner when it comes to AI for go-to-market. And he talks about all kinds of use cases. The ones he went ahead and made the decision to build. And by the way, that's something Chintu Parekh also spoke about in one of our recent episodes. Chintu is from NOps, on the whole decision framework around build versus buy. So that seems to be an ongoing theme lately with a bunch of CMOs. I certainly would highly encourage you guys to listen to the episode by Riaz Haider on a decision framework for AI for GTM. I want to highlight next an episode by Dave Prager, where Dave joined us and talked about vibe coding for GTM. What we especially liked about Dave's episode was he really drilled down into the nuances of how to message right to every individual prospect in a buying group or buying committee, in terms of for B2B when you do outbound, whether it's an email, whether it's a LinkedIn message, whether it's a phone call and a voice script, how you should really be focusing on the business problem, the need, and how to speak in the right tone and right voice to the right prospect based on all their public statements, what they've written about, how they tend to think about, how they think about their role. And so it's very, very interesting, and the kind of perspectives he has, and the way he has a very detailed way and a nuanced way to message. And we've seen some of his emails and messages, and those are simply amazing. So we do highly recommend a Dave Prager session on vibe coding. And we want to highlight for you next a session in January by Victoria Albert of Infuse, and she talked about building trust with buyers in the AI era. Victoria actually summarized for us. Infuse does an annual Outlook report, and in that report, they interview literally hundreds of marketers. And the marketers, they have asked all kinds of very interesting questions, and those marketers reply, from what we can tell, very, very insightful, interesting data that's coming back out. One of the things that was a key takeaway for us as we were listening to her talk was how 2026 is the year that there's a high number of GTM teams out there that are open to looking at new vendors. They are trying to replace traditional SaaS tech with AI native, AI driven, AI modern GTM tech that can significantly drive much more automation, much higher productivity of smaller, leaner teams within these companies, and how they are able to just get a lot more done with a lot less tech. And so, key takeaway for us was exactly that Victoria was suggesting that anybody who is a modern or AI native, a GTM tech provider vendor, this is the time that you got to get the message out, get the word out, so folks can actually learn about you, and they want to come try you out, and basically they're more likely than not to be receptive to switching. We're certainly seeing that, by the way. We've seen a number of customers that are trying to switch out of traditional GTM, ABM tech into the more modern AI native GTM tech. Couple of sessions we want to highlight, which are from our own, internal efforts and work. One of them is all about, we are calling it the Signals Hub deep dive, where we actually go in, talk a lot about all the different kinds of signals. How are they actually constructed? How are they built? How are they put together? How do we extract these signals from a variety of different data partners? How do we do field level enrichment, waterfall enrichment of all the critical data fields? How do you make sure the data is clean and nicely organized and ready to go, ready to use, with all the behavioral signals all tied together for an individual prospect? On and on and on. So I think there's a very detailed, nuanced content there, very useful for if you're a mid-market company, if you're trying to build a complete automation workflow, if you're trying to get all the signal data to flow into like a relational database, data store, CDP, and then you're trying to operationalize it with data from us, data from a variety of internal sources, and then being able to funnel and feed it and then get signal-based segments and operational data out there. So Signals Hub Deep Dive is a good one. And the other one, if you are a marketing agency, a media agency, if you are trying to, again, figure out how to serve your customers better, if you want to bring in some AI GTM experience, expertise to supplement your team in-house, if you want to get GTM tech, signal-based GTM tech that you can plug into your solution stack, that's where we talk about a lot of that stuff in our session for agencies on white label AI GTM solutions for agencies. So that is all about these different episodes. We've covered the top 10 episodes that you may want to look at. Please listen to it with the recording if you need to one more time, and then you'll be able to go through this, and hopefully you'll get a lot of value from these specific ones that we've called out. These talks are available on the Kwanzoo website. It's also available on YouTube. If you look for youtube.com/ at